I did I don't know, unstacking, stacking, what have you video. I did a gold one, I did a silver one. Of course, even in them, I mixed a little both. But I ain't gonna call it a full stack, cause I ain't even got my full stack. But I decided to do a little something different. I decided to do a bimetal. You know, when the U.S. started out, they did a bimetal standard, so we're gonna do a little bimetal, gold and silver. And I ain't decided what, I'm just playing around really, but we're gonna try, see what we can do, and we just gonna play with a little bit of metal. And I like metal. I said one time I like black metal, or used to stack black metal. I still do a little bit. Of course, my stack dwindled a little here and there. That's how it is. And somebody asked if I meant if I was into black metal, the music. And I ain't really into black metal. I listen to a little bit of everything. I did listen to a little metal, but I don't know. I ain't really talking about the black metal in that way. I meant more kind of the black metal that little bit of bronze metal goes in, a little bit of copper and lead, that kind of black metal. But I ain't knocking any of it. So I like a lot of different kind of metal for different purpose. But as far as stacking it, mostly I'm doing the silver and gold. But like I said, I did stack a little bit of few other things, whether you call it stacking or stockpiling or what have you. So I figure a lot of y'all did that too, probably still do. And I'm just gonna make a mess here today is what I figure I'm gonna wind up doing. And I don't know what we're gonna come up with, but for me anyhow, I find that makes the most fun. I like to have a little fun. Whether you called it stacking or called it, I don't know what you want to call it. But so we just gonna play with a little bit of metal and talk about it. Oops, I done showed a different video, but these here done come loose. And I stack a little plastic too. I said I was a plastic stacker. They got a kick out of that. And I guess it's kind of true. I'd kind of just making fun of myself, but y'all can make fun of me too. We'll all have a laugh. One thing about it, if we all laughing together, I can't get mad about you laughing at me, right? So that's kind of how I look at it. Like old feller on Full House, he said, if you laugh first, they can't make fun of you, cause you done beat them to the punch. So I did that, and I don't know. I ain't really a funny feller, but I'm sometimes funny looking, funny sounded, but try to be funny, but I ain't really great at that. But anyway, we gonna, like I said, stack up, see what we can make a mess here, and maybe sometime along we'll come up with make it look good, or it may not, I don't know. So might have to zoom out on this. It's gonna get too out of hand or out of the picture. Let's get her focused over there. I don't know if I ain't gonna pull everything out of the plastic. We kind of make the silver a background. How about that? I think that's one of the thing on silver and gold. That silver makes a nice contrast with your gold. And I do like both. I've said it a few times. I like both, as you see. And really in ounces, I guess I got more silver than gold, but it's easy to have more money in the gold pretty quick. So that's one of the things I like about gold is, you know, you can have just a little bit of it, and a little bit will go a long ways. Of course, that can come to a negative thing too. I put out another little video. I don't know when I'll put it out, but I nearly lost me a 1/10 ounce. Well, I say I nearly lost. I lost me a 1/10 ounce today, but good thing I was able to find her. So that's one thing about the silver is it's a whole lot easier, a whole lot harder to lose you something like that. You know, you take that 10-ounce bar. That 10-ounce bar is about to probably right now it's not 100 to 1, but that 10-ounce bar is right might near the price of a 1/10 ounce. So you take your 10-ounce bar, a little bit more than a 1/10 ounce coin, and you compare them to, you know, you lose that little feller easy. It's kind of hard to lose that 10-ounce bar. Even that 1 ounce, you know, you got your 1 ounce, it's kind of hard to lose it. And if you did lose it, you just lost, I don't know, 30 something dollars. You lose a little 1/10 ounce thing, that's $300. So that's one pro or con. On gold, it's small. You get a lot of money in a small package, but if you lost it, you lost a lot of money, or somebody stole it or whatever. So that's something to, I don't know, everybody got to make their own mind up. See what we do here. I wanted to use my building blocks for what they supposed to be and build them up. That Christmas one. Look there. Oh, he's upside down, old Santa Claus. He's pretty good. He can fly upside down, inverted. Them there reindeer, they pretty good how they do that. I don't know how they get them reindeer flying like that, but that's pretty neat. But I wanted to build up these this here blocks here, and y'all seen these. Like I said, these are not coins. I don't know what I call them silver block. I call them a Lego, but the company ain't gonna call them a Lego because they'd be sued or something. So see what we can build. I don't know. It's kind of hard when you're trying to build on the video and you don't want to take too much time. Let's try something here like this. I got these. I like in this one. I think it's supposed to just be 1 ounces, but it got a few of them. Yeah, it's just supposed to be 1 ounces, but I reckon they kind of put in a few half ounce. Probably the feller lost his 1 ounce and put some of these half ounce or something. But we ain't the right level, so it's gonna wind up kind of cattywampus. And that, y'all might not know what a cattywampus thing is, but you see something like that, we called it cattywampus. And I don't know why they called it cattywampus, but that's what they called it. It's cattywampus. And I know some of y'all think, some of y'all know what a cattywampus thing is, but some of you don't. Well, that cattywampus right there. And You know, I had a few people ask me about my accent and, you know, where that from. It more or less just a country accent, but when I was young, I tried to kind of downplay my accent because people think you're ignorant for how you sound, and I just ignorant. Didn't matter how I sounded, but I just ignorant. And but we all born ignorant, so I try not to be stupid, but sometime I am. They said ignorant when you don't know better, but stupid when you know better and still do it. So I was born ignorant, but I worked on getting stupid every now and again. And now I'm trying to work on not being stupid and trying to work on not being ignorant either. But when you're young, you want to sound smart, so I tried to sound smart and look smart and all that, but you get a little older, you kind of, I don't know, kind of to your advantage. Sometimes people think you just a ignorant fool, and maybe sometimes I am, but if they want to believe it, I let them believe that. So we watched this movie here a while back. What was that movie? I can't think of the wrestling movie. That feller, he had scoliosis, and he's wrestling, and you know, he's trying hard because he ain't really in good, perfect shape, and a lot of them thought he couldn't do nothing, and he kept trying at her, and now he ain't never gonna be I don't know, like a world, you know, up against the top one in the world, but he did all right. And big thing was they let him try. He had a buddy that wound up paralyzed, and he wound up helping that buddy out. That buddy was on the wrestling team, and that buddy helped him out and then encouraged him, and then he wound up paralyzed, so he's helping the buddy out. But toward the end of the movie, he's graduating, and they had him speaking a little bit, and I remember, and I probably butcher what he said, but he said, don't ever judge anybody on what they can't do, because what they can do might blow your mind or something like that. And I thought that's pretty good advice. You know, a lot of people get judged by what they can't do, and I'm guilty. I've judged people, and I've been judged, and probably it's fair. If I judged another, I ought to be judged by how I judged them. So I reckon I can't get too mad at nobody for judging me, but it's a good reminder that you ought to be careful. Like he said, you know, what they can do. Well, even if they can't do it, everybody is, I believe everybody's valuable, because I believe we're made by God, and he made us for a purpose, and we made in the image of God, so I figure we all same value. We got different skills, or different, some of us are able to do this or that, but that's what he's saying, is don't judge people by what they can't do, because they can do a lot more than you figure. So I think that's real good advice. It's true. And even if they can't do anything, maybe they really got a medical condition, and they just alive, and then they still worth something. They still valuable. So that's my thought. But it kind of made me think about, I don't know if it's true, or I think it's true. I heard that Einstein, I think they said. I think it was Einstein had a little reading problem. I don't know, maybe he had a little bit of, what's that, where you read it backwards. Oh, that, I can't think of it. See, I'm showing my ignorance here. I can't think of what you call it, but where you read things kind of jumbled up. Dyslexia. I think they said Einstein was the one had the dyslexia, and several other different people that had some sort of something a challenge, but in another way they was a genius. And I don't know if it's true. I think it's a tribute to Einstein, but it's probably just one of them things that people a good saying. But I think somebody also said that don't judge a kid or a person by kind of the same ideal like they're genius. Like, don't judge a fish by its ability to fly. And when you get to judging things, we got to be careful, because sometimes we make a quick judgment, and we tend to judge on what we know, but there's a lot more we don't know than what we know. So probably when we're judging another by like that, we kind of misjudge them. It's really our ignorance showing up. And so that kind of, I don't know why I got there, went from Cattywampus to whatever we're talking about here, but it's just kind of, like I said, I don't really care. People think I'm ignorant. I'm all right with it. I'm still ignorant. But you might be surprised as far as whether I'm totally stupid. I don't think I'm stupid, but I'm still ignorant, and hopefully I can be a little less ignorant. Like Dub C said, I think he said never stop learning, or again, I'm showing my ignorance there, what he said, but basically keep learning. And that's the thing, is we ain't never too old to learn something. And even ignorant people can teach you something. Even people who are kind of stupid, they teach you something too. Hopefully you learn not to follow their way. But I think you can learn, like that old Crash Test Dummies commercial. Y'all remember that? And they say you can learn a lot from a dummy. So if you're upset with somebody because they're ignorance, you kind of put them down, well, what's that say about you? Probably more than it says about them, because maybe they can't help it, or if they can, whatever. What does it have to do with you? But you put them down over it, especially if they just ignorant. Then you probably pretty ignorant yourself. So this here's a pile of gold and silver, and that ain't all of it, but I think we gonna leave it there. I'm gonna add one more, because I just like these here. We gonna flip her over. Well, totally flipped her over. That there, St. Gaudens, Lady Liberty. We add that in there, balance her out. It ain't really balanced, it's kind of cattywampus. So that'll be that's how this one is. It's a cattywampus stack. Anyway, like I said, I kind of just made a big mess and rambled on, but I guess my whole conversation about like this here, a little bit cattywampus, but sometimes there's something neat about a little bit of disorder. And all y'all with OCD probably mad at me. We got one falling down. It ain't symmetrical. And honestly, I'm a little bothered by it too. I ain't got the OCD, but I got a little bit of, I don't know. I like things organized, but then again, I'm not obsessed on it, so I can go with that, and we just gonna go with that for today. Sometime I had a boss, he said there's a time to cook and there's a time to clean, and he said right now it's the time to cook, and he meant just hurry up and get her done, and we'll worry about cleaning her up later. So that stuck with me. So it ain't cleaned up, it ain't perfect, but I don't know what y'all think about that. Cattywampus stack. Do you got you a cattywampus stack, or you like you a neat stack? Y'all leave her in the comments, or you got to comment. If you want to call me ignorant, that'd be alright too. Thumbs up, thumbs down. But if you like this sort of thing, or kind of old feller just talking nonsense, or maybe some sense, we got some sense, but if you like that, then go ahead and subscribe. That's what I'm probably gonna do next time, because I am who I am, and I'm trying to change a little bit, grow a little bit. But if y'all want to watch me grow, maybe y'all can help me grow and get a little bit more organized in this here, get me straightened out and not so cattywampus. Well, that's a little stack video. So, alright then, bye-bye.